Guys, our new sponsor, True Classic, has the best fitting t-shirts a man can buy. And let's face it, finding the right t-shirt when you got big old guns can be a bit frustrating. Most t-shirts are too tight in all the wrong places or look big and boxy. Guys, there's never been an in-between until now. True Classic makes a t-shirt that fits just right. And right now, for a limited time only, get 25% off with the promo code Chael at trueclassic.com. You don't need more hours in the gym to look great. You're just wearing the wrong clothes. True Classic tees taper off towards the bottom but fit tighter around the chest and shoulders. Not only are you finally getting a t-shirt designed for the male body, but guys, these tees, they are so soft. You normally spend an arm and a leg for materials this soft, but you never will again. There are plenty of t-shirt brands out there, but the one that you'll want to wear every day is True Classic. Visit trueclassic.com. You will save 25% off your order when you use the promo code Chael. Guys, go do it right now. Paulo Costa, guys, my experience with him is very relevant to me. Okay, I got to do my two best experiences ever in this sport were coaching the Ultimate Fighter, and not even close seconds. I love every one of those guys. All of them. I did this once in Brazil. We can't even speak the same language. We haven't been able to text. We haven't been able to stay in touch. If they needed a kidney right now, I would get up and walk out of this room and lay down on a gurney. When I tell you I love that, it's not a word that I just throw around. There is a bond that is formed. I've never personally been through anything like this. 33 days, no matter what, you are together. You are each other's support. They are then bored out of their mind. They're bored. They're in the house. They're stressed out of their mind. They're cutting weight. Some guys are going to fight 3 and 4 times. They've got to make weight. Now they're surrounded by guys whose goals and dreams were just dashed. They don't have to, but they want to be up and partying and playing around. And you're trying to juxtapose these two. You're having dinner. You're having breakfast in the same house with the gentleman you're going to fight later or that you just fought yesterday. It is a tough situation. I did the Ultimate Fighter. Halloween had come up. Now, you wouldn't think of Halloween quite as a holiday, but if you have children, it's a very big day, for sure. Thanksgiving, which you would think of as a holiday, we were together. They can't even call their families. So if we want to have a kind of a traditional meal, we're going to have to prepare it. We're in the kitchen, we're cooking together, we're working together. Some guys are going to like each other, but everybody knows I must support this person because he's the only one here to support me. I'm not going to see anybody else. I'm telling you, as a social experience, I've never seen anything like it. I've certainly never been part of anything like it. So when I tell you that we're close, it's really true. Paulo Costa was not on my team, but he still falls into the same category. I wanted the absolute best, right? When we come down to competition, I want my guys to win. You would understand that. But I want the best for those guys. I want them all to get picked up. I want them all to be signed. I want them to all go home, watch this on video and be proud. Have their mom and dad and their family around patting them on the back when they come up on TV, whether it went their way or not. So Paulo Costa matters to me. And he matters to me in maybe a different level. When I saw Paulo Costa the first time, he walked onto the set of The Ultimate Fighter. I'm sitting across from Wanderlei Silva. All Wanderlei and I get, we can't go meet these guys. We can't see them ahead of time. That was important to the producers and the integrity of the show. They wanted Wanderlei and I, who are ultimately going to pick teams, to not have any inside information. That Wanderlei has absolutely no knowledge that I don't have. So they keep us all apart. When the guys come walking through the door, the showrunner sets a sheet down in front of Wanderlei and I. It will say the guy's name. It's his resume. It's a one sheet. And everybody they got these records and trained by this guy and workout partners with Junior Dos Santos and a boxing record. I mean, it's this long sheet. For Paulo Costa, it said former powerlifter. It was all that it said. When Paulo Costa got in the ring and he looks like he's carved out of stone, I mean, the guy just a beautiful build. Bill, let me ask you a tough game. Your life depends on it. A guy must go into a bar and get a phone number. He must. Your life depends on it. Do you send in Vinny Magliesh? Do you send in Luke Rockhold? Do you send in Brendan Schaub? Or do you send in Paulo Costa? right? I would really like to know your answers. That guy has to go in, and he has to get a phone number. And you get a pick. Those are your guys, right? I mean, Paulo Costa has a swagger. We can admit that. That doesn't shame us. When Paulo Costa came out, get in the ring, looks like he's carved out of stone, goes there and fights. Didn't know what he's doing. He had no plan or strategy, whether I'm going to be on the ground or I'm going to knock this guy out. He had tons of muscle. His conditioning wasn't quite caught up with it yet. He held up, but his conditioning wasn't quite caught up with it yet. He fatigued. He didn't know what he's doing. He was a former powerlifter. Like, that one sheet I got was not meant to be fun. That's all that they had on him. So we go through the process of the show. Vanderlei's team would work out first. My team would come in second. We have to wait till that gym clears, till we could go in. We would wait in the back. We couldn't go in. Even though Vanderlei's team was done and everybody was gone, there was somebody in there still working out. Well, it was Paulo Costa every time, every day. He loved it. He was so interested. He got beat. His dreams weren't there. He made the best of the opportunity. And several guys did and deserve that same compliment. I'm just giving it to Paulo. He's one that's right in the spotlight now. Several guys use this for what it truly is. The Ultimate Fighter is not a talent selection. There is a competition that goes on. That's true. But what we're filming and what we're documenting is the ultimate training camp. We just brought a whole bunch of guys with the same dream to the same training camp. You are in the best facility with the absolute best coaches, with the absolute best partners, and you have the absolute best equipment. It is the ultimate training camp. I've had wonderful training camps. I've never had training as good as I had on the Ultimate Fighter. I'm just sharing for you. That's really what it is. And he saw it that way. He saw this as a bump in the road, as a stepping stone, something I'm going to do to get to where I want to go. And he knew in his own mind, I'm a former powerlifter. He knew that about himself. He knew, I got to learn the wrestling. I got to learn the submissions. I got to get this conditioning under control. I got to learn the punches and the kicks. He knew that. Paulo Costa, powerlifter, he had blonde hair on the Ultimate Fighter. That's all I know about him. That's all he did. He was interesting. In that he took this serious. In that he was curious. In that he would walk away from Vanderlei's teams at time and come over and talk to my team. He would ask Clayton Hires. He would ask Scott McQuarrie questions. He just wanted to gather information. So then all of a sudden, I don't see this guy for years. He pops into the UFC. Some bitch was like 12-0. Might have been 11-0. He runs that up to 15-0, and he's standing opposite the world champion. It was very, very impressive how he did this. I still don't have anything else I can tell you. I can't. Every now and then he would show up to a fight and he would wear a weird shirt. A colorful shirt. Remember The Rock did this gimmick. Rock's coming out on WWE and he's wearing the Versace shirt. Okay. That's simple. It's low-hanging fruit. You're going to put something on. That's his, but this is all he had. There wasn't a lot there. I visited with him. Ran into him in an airport. Had a real nice catch-up conversation with him. He's humble. Quiet. I might put him in the category of shy. Now, all of a sudden, he's one of the great entertainers in the sport. How did we get here? I mean, how did we get here? What switch was flipped? Is this who he was the whole time? He just didn't know if it was appropriate to bring it out? He wasn't a funny guy on The Ultimate Fighter. He wasn't a funny guy at the gym. He wasn't a funny guy when I ran into him over the years. He wasn't a funny guy when I caught up with him at the airport. He now has social media that is must follow. Not even a maybe. Number one, he's passed up Derek Lewis for must follow fighter on social media. But somebody else could be running that. Probably is. Somebody else probably got his codes and has put some funny stuff. He goes on to Ariel's show yesterday. He's wearing no shirt. As simple as that might sound, it's wildly inappropriate for the setting of Ariel's extremely professional show. I mean, Ariel's got a $100,000 set. Ariel Helwani himself, he's a $1 million guy. You can get on Ariel's show, you can start getting fights. Any promoter found out that you had access to Ariel whenever you want, boom, they'll sign it right there. just for the exposure. He shows up in a shirt. They have to put a microphone on him, guys. They taped the microphone to his chest because there was nothing to hook it to. He cut with a microphone here and it's got tape on it. That visually is funny. And then he cuts a promo. He's very out of his shell. He's smiling. He's happy. He's playful. He's mastered English so he can do these types of things. And he cuts a promo on Chimaev. There is not even a close second for who I want to see Paulo Costa fight next or Chimaev. Not even a close second. You can give me names and I do want to see them. You can throw other names at me. I do want to see them. I would tune in. I'd cover it over here. But it is a drop off a cliff in comparison to that matchup. I don't predict for you that we're going to see it. I'm sharing a point that Paulo Costa has come out. He's talking to you guys. He realizes what you want. When he came into this sport, he came real quiet and real stoic. He's going to be a hard ass. They even named him the Terminator for good reasons, but he's going to be a hard ass. He's not going to say much. It was hard to be that guy. It was hard to be the hard ass, even though you're destroying people and even though you got the nickname, the Terminator. I mean, he called himself the Eraser. The fans came in and renamed him the Terminator. It's hard to do that when you're that handsome. It really is. It's hard to be the badass in the room when you're this beautiful man. It really is. This character, this gimmick, this portrayal that he's doing now, funny, smiling, while still willing to seek and destroy. This is where he needs to be. I don't know what took him so long, but it's here. I don't know if he's actually the shy guy and this is a performance. I don't know. One of them was performing. Is it the one that was on Arrow yesterday or was it one that was shy for many years and didn't speak up? Maybe didn't think he had the right. Maybe didn't know he had anything interesting to say. Maybe somebody grabbed him and worked with him. I don't know how we got here. But now that we are, can we all admit, Paulo Costa makes things fun?